Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to InfoGamer. As many of you know, we often ask you guys for comments and questions about any problems that you might be facing while developing a game. And so recently we got a comment from one of our subscribers named Mohammed, and he said that he was running into a problem where his main character was disappearing behind his background image. And so we thought we'd help Mohammed out and any of you that might be running into the same problem and give you a little tutorial on Unity's layering system. And so here I have Unity opened and I've added two sprites to our scene view. I have this first sprite, which is the background, and then this second one, which is the main character. And these images were taken from the Doodle Jump game that we're recreating. If you want a link to the beginning of that playlist, it's in the description below. But to fix this problem, Unity has provided an easy-to-use layering system, which comes handy with all 2D games. So when you create a sprite, over in the inspector, you can see that you have the sprite renderer. And the very bottom field in this component is called Order in Layer. And currently we have our main character set to 0, and our background is set to 0. Now if you have a whole bunch of sprites in your game and they're all on the same layer, then it's all dependent on which image is closest to the camera in your scene. And so currently our main camera is set so that it's facing up the z-axis. And so if our image is getting closer to our camera, then the z position is getting smaller. And if it's getting farther away, then our z position gets bigger. Currently, our background is set to 0 on the z-axis, and our main character is set to -0.5. This means that our main character is closer to our camera than our background, and so our main character will always be in front of our background unless we change our z position to be bigger than the position of our background. So if I were to make our main character, let's say 0.5, you'll see that he has disappeared from our game view. And so I'll change it back so that our main character is in front of our background. Now, Mohammed stated that he was running into this problem after he was programming the movement of the main character. Now, most likely you're changing the Z position of your main character to be behind the background. And so you want to check the vector 3 that you're moving your main character on, and make sure that the z component of that vector 3 is -5 or -1 or -2. Now this method of layering your sprites with regards to how close that sprite is to your camera would be the main way to fix this problem of having your main character disappear behind your background, but Unity has actually made it even easier than this. And that is through this layering system that they have on the sprite render component. Now if I were to change this on our main character to 1 and leave our background at 0, you'll see that it has fixed the problem even if I make our main character's z position greater than our background. I'll even make it 100. And you can see that our main character still appears in front of our background. Now the most important thing to remember with regards to this layering system is that the bigger the number, the closer it will be to the camera, or the more forward it will be. And so if I were to make this number 100 and make our background 101, then our background would be in front of our main character. Now this number needs to be an integer. It can't have any decimals, but I don't believe that there is a limit to how many layers you can have. And so a little recap on everything that we covered and how to fix the problem of having your main character disappear behind your background. If you're not using the layering system, then it's all dependent on which sprite is closest to the camera. And you also want to make sure that in your code, you're not moving your main character behind your background. And so make sure that you're checking your vector 3s. And then the other way to fix it is just by using the Order in Layer field on your sprite renderer. And remember that the bigger the number, the closer it is, or the more forward it is to the camera. Thanks for watching our video and for joining us here at InfoGamer. We hope it was helpful. If you liked our video, please subscribe. We also want to thank Mohammed for leaving us that comment that we featured in this tutorial. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below.